Hello, I'm Erica and today we are doing an experiment. This is the Vicki Sews Sharon dress. It's cute. It's really cute, but as you can see, it doesn't really fit me in the collar. Like I need about this much off of it at the neck. But it fits really good everywhere else, so I don't want to size down. And I played around with just pinching out the extra up here, and that worked. But what I realized was I really bought this dress because I just wanted the patina blouse as a dress, right? So what I did was I traced the patina blouse collar onto the Vicki Sews dress, and I'm gonna see if I can get the Sharon to work with that collar. So what I had to do was trace out the patina blouse collar. Trace the neckline onto the front and back of the Sharon. And then create an appropriate facing for the front. And then alter the Vicki Sews facing for the back to be the same angle and shape as the back of the patina blouse's collar. So I'm going to sew the test and then we can see how it worked. Hello, so I'm wearing a slip, so that's what you're seeing, but this is a test of the patina blouse collar on the Vicki Sews top. And honestly, I think this is the perfect compromise. I need to try it with the sleeves to just make sure that they're the correct fit still. But yeah, so I took a 1/2 inch off, and as you can see, it does stop at my actual waist, which is really high. This is a very short bodice. And then this neckline is just, it gives me all the drama of the collar without having it be too low. And as you can see, the collar does not gape. So that's what I'm gonna do. I am going to make a Vicki Sews Sharon with the patina collar, and I think I will end up with something I really love. Okay, so I found this cute fabric in my stash. It's a rayon challis with this really fun red and white floral. And I know I said I wanted to do sleeveless, but I was thinking this fabric is so cute, I want to be able to wear it all year. So this is the sleeve from the Sharon, and I'm actually gonna just shorten it by a whole ton, like inches upon inches upon inches, to make it a really short kind of cap sleeve. And then I have plain white fabric that I'm gonna use for a cuff and my collar. So that is what I'm gonna carry on cutting out. This is not much of this fabric. So I'm gonna cut out the skirts first and all the important pieces, and then see if I have enough for this little sleeve. And I will be back. All right, out of 2 yards of fabric, using a different fabric for our, what's the word, collar. This is all I've got left. Not too bad. I think this skirt is gonna be too short for me. I'm a little worried about that, but we'll make it work. All right, I will be back after I've marked everything and when I'm actually ready to sew. So I have white thread in my sewing machine from my last project, which is weird because I never sew with white, like, ever. But that means that I do have what I need to sew the collar. So for the patina collar, you sew, there's 4, so there's an upper and under collar, and they're in half. So you sew the 2 straighter, non-pointy sides together, and there's pointy sides at the bottom, and you do that for both. Okay. And then once I do that, I can open them out, iron them, and then put them on top of each other and then sew the collar together, and I'll have the collar pretty much ready to go. All right, now we just need to sew the outer edge of the collar all the way around. Okay, so I've got the collar sewn together, right sides together, and now I'm just gonna go and trim it up a little bit so I can flip it and then under stitch it. I'll show you guys that and be back. Allowance to one side or the other, and then stitch it down. But you can't go all the way into the inside point because it's too narrow. So we do our best to go as far as we can. All right, and that's as far as I can go. I'm not like a champion understitcher, and I used to not even do it, but I've really come to realize that it does make a difference. So on the wrong underside, you can kind of see there's a little, it's white though, so you can't really see. There's understitching, and then this is your top, like good side of your collar. So I'm just gonna iron it, and then the next time I see you guys, I'll have changed my thread and be ready to sew the dress. Okay, we have got darts to sew and pleats to sew in the skirts. And I'm gonna start with all the darts. I've also got pleats in the sleeves as well. There's a lot of details on this little dress. So I've got the shoulder seam, the darts are all done in the bodice, and the shoulder seams have been sewn and serged, and I just wanted to kind of get an idea of how long the bodice length is going to be. We can get an idea of kind of what it's going to look like. It is going to be short in the bodice length, but I think it's going to work out okay. I'm hopeful. So I need to do a few things. I'm thinking I might, because I need to do the collar, I need to do the sleeves. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the sleeves, and then that'll make the bodice one piece. And then I will work on the rest of it later. So I'll be back when I have that done. Okay, so here it is over a t-shirt, obviously, but it's got the side seam sewn, it's got the sleeve on. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to add a little bit of elastic in this unhemmed sleeve to kind of scooch it in a little. I might do that. I think that would be cute. But that is as far as we're going to get today. Hi everyone. Whew, I am dealing with some things today. I somehow hurt my back, so if I'm moving a little slow, that's why. But here is the bodice with the collar basted on. I also put a little bit of elastic in my sleeves to sort of hold them into a, not like puff state, but just slightly gather them in. Got a bunch of loose threads. But right now I'm working on doing the pleats in the skirt. And then once I do the pleats in the skirt, I can sew both parts together, the bodice and the dress. And then I will have to just do buttons and the facing. So we're getting close. I'm gonna take you guys over the machine. So I have done the, Oh, bending down is bad. Whew, okay. Like I said, I'm not getting around too well today. So I've got my pleat. They're very, very subtle, but they are there. They're pleats. And then I'm going to do those pleats on the front pieces and then sew the sides together. So just match up my marks and sew my pleat. And I sew my pleats down a couple inches so they sit more flat. I just think that looks nicer on me. All right, I'm gonna iron those down and then I'll come back and just baste over the top of them so the pleats don't move around. Hello, we are back. All I have left to do on the dress is to add the front facing, flip that under and put on the buttonholes. But I thought I'd show you guys. I need to back up the camera and I can show you guys the whole dress. So it comes to just at the knee right now. I will do a very scant hem, so it's just right above. I added some elastic in my little sleeves so that I have like a slightly gathered sleeve. I've got my little collar in place, and I think I've solved the problems I had with the Nikki Sews dress. I think this is cute. I don't know if it's too little girl or too nice for me. I think once it's completely finished and has buttons, that will make a difference. Okay, it's all finished, and I actually think it came out really, really cute. I really like this dress, and that kind of surprises me because I thought it might be a little too short. It is right above the knee, but I'm okay with that. It worked out. I think that my waist seam is in the right place. I like my little cap sleeves. I love the collar. Thank you, Friday Pattern Company, for the patina collar. It worked really well. And all around, I actually think this is really cute. And I think I can layer it up in the fall and make it really cozy with like a cardigan and leggings. So yeah, I'm really glad I made this. I'm really glad I stuck it out and figured out a way to make this work. And I think it's really, really fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you had a good time, don't forget to like, subscribe. It will really help my channel out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.